Okay.
That is a curveball. I really like the bad ban because it was already a dream bad game. Would have been even worse if they KB. It's a very good lane matchup against Underlord because you do max HP bait.
Right. So the panelists were talking a lot about how Thunder's draft is very, very fast-paced. They want to be able to just run at them, pressure them a lot, and then get a big advantage and win just because they get like very quick Roshans and just run this game over. Lich, Underlord, these heroes stall the game out, and that's where I think what they need to do. They need to get this gyrocopter with like Butterfly, BKB, so that he can actually stand and hold his ground versus that Lycan. But yeah, Lich, and then the other thing is it can secure a lane. So depending on where he wants to be, that's going to be really important. If he wants to match up either versus that Leshrac or versus the Lycan, I think they could do it two different ways. Either make sure that the Underlord doesn't get fully zoned, or you just make sure that the Leshrac gets shut down.
But I mean, there must be a reason why we don't see every sort of team jumping on the hero, why it has sort of been forgotten. What are sort of the downsides to the Lich that we could see VGJ.Thunder expose?
It's just kind of weak. You can just run over in the laning phase if it doesn't have like the perfect matchup. That's the one thing. Because you don't really contribute a stun, you're just like a slow. Your team fight's kind of weak. Their Chain Frost is really dependent on if it gets good bounces. If it doesn't bounce very well, it's pretty weak.
Well, let's see what we have going on as we get ourselves in.
It has gotten buffed though. So the one thing before about the sacrifice spell in particular was if you use sacrifice and you're using your Frost Blast, you could only get like 1 or 2 off in the laning phase. Now it lets you get many more with that early points in sacrifice. And he will start mid with Miracle versus the Lycan. They don't know just yet that it's a Lycan, but...
So as you say, with a decision from Thunder to put the Lycan mid, this is what Thunder trying to get the favorable matchups and reading Liquid's plan?
I think he wants to avoid the Underlord.
Yeah. And we'll see how things do stand as it is Sylar at the moment. We'll have to deal with both Miracle and Kuroki. No support backup for Sylar.
This isn't great for the Lycan though. I think he was expecting the Lich to be top with Underlord.
Of course, those side lanes, as we can see, Matuma Man down bottom. We'll be dealing with Yang's Doom and DDC's Nature's Prophet, putting on the pressure.
There's always what a lone druid safe lane gives you, the liberty to move your supports around, put them in different lanes and pressure. So I think this is going to be a good approach by Liquid.
I'm going to see Fade. Blocked in here by the Ice Shards. Firestorm down as well. Fade getting pretty low here. Quick slow from the Lightning. From Freeze will keep GH and Mind Control back, so Fade's able to back up and salve up.
Kuroki getting chased out.
Did start to make a move for his own jungle, but the DDC was on the prowl. And let's see how strong the old Lightning Pony is. I mean, as the panel talks about a hero that we are starting to see sort of be picked up a bit more frequently here at DAC. And Freeze. And this time around, it is that core edge. We've seen it in the support capacity a few times, but definitely a hero that seems incredibly versatile at the moment.
Yeah, on the rise. I was hearing a lot of the players talking about this hero at like lunch and breakfast, how it's just spectacular. And the thing is that it can work really well in this game, right? That's what the panel was mentioning too. They really just, from the side of Liquid, they need this Underlord pretty much to get Pipe and Crimson Guard, as we do tend to see, but in this game it's going to be even more important. And Sylar in the mid lane, doing just fine. The Lich was forced to rotate around a bit.
Absolutely, the CS. Too bad at all between himself and Miracle. 8 for 4 against the 6 for 2.
Top lane.
They've got him on control. He's surrounded here. What the stick charges is, he is bringing Fade down pretty low, so Fade has to be careful with the Firestorm damage being down upon him. They're poking and prodding at Mind Control. GH is going to head over and provide some backup. Goes for the shards, has blocked Fade in. And with that, GH can start trying to punch into the Sand King. Looks like Fade will be able to keep himself behind the tree line. Freeze is still looking to chase down Mind Control. But Duke and the Salva, Mind Control able to regen up a fair bit of health, but now with 3 heroes here, they're going to go in, but the Sand King falling low. Fade is going to be the first to fall. GH will find first blood. Mind Control does still end up going down. But Liquid are able to get the first kill.
That was very clutch there by Mind Control, being able to just kind of juke them a couple extra seconds so the salve ticks him up higher. And GH being level 2 that early on. And they also, the important thing to point out too is that Freeze, in that whole chase down, expended his whole mana pool as the Leshrac. So that's going to set him back a lot in the laning phase. Sure, they get the kill on Mind Control, but many resources had to be used.
At bottom lane, Kuroki starting to settle down there to help out Matuma Man and really keep Doom harassed right back. Spaces there for the lone druid.
It's just keeping the lane at a better spot so they can't get pressured as hard. Freeze is still low mana though, so it is going to be hard for Thunder to get a kill up top unless someone's very far out of position.
Miracle mid trying to turn up the aggression onto Sylar, but Sylar doing an excellent job at the moment of just making sure that he's not losing out on the farm at all. He's got a homing missile coming his way, but he'll be fine underneath the tower and with that extra bit of passive regen.
Mind Control's last hits up top are not the greatest at the moment. 6 and 3 on the Underlord in comparison to that Lesh. Yeah, they're going more for just like pressure with kills.
The backup here, Snowball, onto DDC. They are looking towards this Nature's Prophet, but Mind Control does have to be pretty careful. He's getting low. Fade coming in, looking for some action. They're trying to turn a right-click. Fade still has the Burrow Strike, goes in. VGJ.Thunder find again the kill onto the Underlord, and now they're trying for more. GH looks to block them off, but the stun is there from Freeze. With just enough mana to come out with the right-click to line and stop the slow. The caustic finale. VGJ.Thunder punish both of Liquid. This top half of the map, all in favor of VGJ.Thunder there.
The Nature's Prophet, just the sheer right clicks with that Bloodstone, with the Blightstone is enough for them to actually just... Bloodstone.
4-minute Bloodstone, Nature's Prophet. These guys doing great.
The Blightstone really just making the difference there though versus the Underlord.
Bottom lane, trying for Yang. Will go immediately for the TP out after the Stones have been used, but the Savage Roar is there. But Timmerman able to cancel it, and they will find the kill onto Yang. Mind Control trying to make the pulls, but he has to be careful again. VGJ.Thunder, they're hunting for him. The slow doesn't set up for the stun quite perfectly, but still Fade doing his best with the body blocks, allowing DDC to punch into Mind Control. And this is the third death for him there on the top lane. VGJ.Thunder crushing Liquid's off lane.
A big concern.
Now DDC and Fade ready to get even more mobile across the map.
This is why they did the lane setup though. That's why they wanted to put the Lycan mid, having that Lesh top, because if you have a Lycan versus the Underlord, you can start to suffer in those last hits, because you're a melee hero. That's where Firestone really starts to punish you. But with the Lesh, you can constantly go for those kill setups with the Sanking rotations.
They're trying to get aggressive here, Liquid, but they do have to be aware that with Fade in the neighborhood, it's a bit of a tricky place for them to go. Miracle is 6, does have the cooldown.
They focused that missile very quickly. Matumba men will have the Dominator finished up now at the usual 5-minute mark. So they can look to pressure the tower with that first siege wave down bottom. And Doom has to be pretty careful. Mid lane, Sylar gets blocked out.
Look at the cooldown, Snowball. Fade is there, but not what he can do to save his life. Ult down from Miracle, they have the burst. Pick up Sylar, bottom lane, a bit of an attempt onto Yang. Quite find the route though, with the Scorched Earth. Yang will be more than fine.
Yang's still, I mean, he's still farming pretty decently on that Doom.
I mean, a lot better than Mind Control, that's for sure.
That is definitely true.
Diving in here for DDC, he gets the route, he's got the kill.
They're going for a second as well.
If they can get another route, they may be able to just find this. Yang does not have Scorched Earth. They're going to look to dive this. Is there going to be any sort of help coming in from Yang's teammates? It doesn't look like it. He'll pop the stick charges. Now a TP comes through, but the route's there. Matumba gets the double kill, but he's so deep. Can he get out of this? Fade and DDC are coming. They're looking towards Kuroki. They're looking for the easier kill, as they will find a Lich, but it looks like Matumba going to be able to get out of this one for free. Diving past tier 2s, taking a double kill, and all they'll lose is Kuro's Lich.
Yeah, this Lone Druid is the big key to Liquid's lineup at the moment. And I do like the decision by GH just being like, you know what? This top lane, we actually can't really do too much to help you, Mind Control. You're going to have to just catch up. I'm going to make moves around the map because I'm the hero that's going to be setting up the kills. I can threaten mid, I can threaten bottom constantly, but top lane, we're just going to have to let you catch up later on.
You can see that in the individual net worth. Matumba at the top, Miracle just behind. But now creating quite a lead on the Jara in comparison to Sylar's Lycan. And we're certainly scaling up in favor of Miracle's Jara, who's now being backed up by the Tusk. GH out hovering around the mid lane just in case anyone comes forward. Fade did come in for a few quick levels.
Sylar's still got a pretty decent timing. He's level 6, he's got his Dominator finished too, so he could look to try to threaten that Lone Druid down bottom. That's one of the big things you can always do with the Shapeshift. Get on top of that pesky lone early on.
Towards GH trying to roll in on this, but Freeze is going to go for a bit of a rundown onto GH. Backups there for the Tusk though. Kuro and Mind Control turn up. Can Freeze finish off the kill? He'll try it with the right clicks. He's still chasing. He really wants this, and he does get it. But it's almost certainly going to come at the cost of his life. And not just his own. Fade as well, stuck in the pit. He'll go for the Sandstorm. There's the stun from the Centaur. Liquid will pick up both heroes after A little bit of a dive too far from Freeze there for the kill on GH.
I bet Mind Control really wanted one of those last hits. He's starting to catch back up though, level 5. Still dwindling a bit on the net worth. All this though, it's enabling a lot for that gyrocopter, and we were talking about is this gyro needs to have a good game, because otherwise you're at threat of just being ran down constantly by Lycan early on.
And we'll say this again, you know, Freeze really felt that he could get away with this one, as the DDC was playing around with the TP in, but I think DDC realized he did not want to be a part of this. This was a bit of a suicide mission from Freeze, as Fade did get baited in there by his teammate.
Thunder, they're trying to make a play on mid lane. They've got the shapeshift, the level 4 wolves.
Ready to dive, Sylar. And he goes, chasing down. Can Fade close the gap enough for a burrow strike? TPs are coming through.
GH is there too with the snowball, so they can't actually dive for this.
Sylar's in and then he's straight out. He's like, right boys, we're out of it. We're not doing this one. And now, Fade potentially in trouble. They've got the snowball. He's already gone for the snowstormer. Homing missile inbound. He's going to be able to get himself back behind the tier 1 tower, but Liquid, they'll dive forward. Got the mass numbers here, as no escape for Fade. Liquid will punish the Sand King.
And during this too, Lone Druid Matu actually just went toward the top lane to try to pressure a bit on the tower. As soon as he saw the Lycan, I believe they also had wards being able to expect that.
Matu will go for kills here.
Yeah.
He's got the Troll Summoner. If he can find the route onto Freeze, and a couple of lucky right clicks.
Quite squishy early on.
The Freeze, he's running. He hasn't got a TP available 13 seconds, so if he needs help, it's got to come soon, and it will do. TP coming forward from Fade. They do have backup, and now they can think about trying to turn. Some mana course on the Lone Druid, pretty speedy. Fade trying to find the opening burrow strike to kick things off, but Freeze, he's being kept to the side. He can't get close. But Twinman using the Bear and the Troll Summoner to make sure that Lesh can't close the gap. The Bear is trapped, though. Let me out of it.
He can use return. Look at mid lane though, the Invis Doom. They could look for something onto Miracle here. And meanwhile top as well, Freeze though is getting pressured.
DDC comes in to back him up. GH coming in from the sidelines. They are going to rift forward onto the Bear as well. Liquid bringing the mass numbers through. They put the snowball onto Freeze. Freeze gets back towards the tower. DDC will pay. Freeze drives down with Fade onto GH. Liquid, they're chasing down. Firestorm mounts the two of them. Freeze keeps himself alive just with the stick charges. Goes to the TP out. He will make it. Fade still in a bit of trouble. Burrow strikes through the tree line. They'll cut their way through. The Bears hunting and the Bears finding. They've got the vision onto Fade. Snowball forward from GH as Liquid diving past the tier 1. And will catch out the Sand King.
Meanwhile though, the mid lane, that Invis Doom with Sylar's rotation, they kill Miracle as well as get the tower quickly. That was without shapeshift too.
Yeah, big kill for VGJ.Thunder, as you can now see Sylar back ahead of Miracle's net worth.
Clutch Invis.
Very close opening to the game so far. 11 minutes in, 10-7. Less than a 1k lead for VGJ.Thunder. As still the only real core being left behind is Mind Control on the Underlord. Still a lot of catching up for him to do. All in all, the fact that there are 3 cores on VGJ.Thunder in a pretty happy place. You've sort of had to favor them off the back of this and Freeze. Now able to get a serious amount of pushing on down on the bottom lane. DDC's there to back him up as well. It will claim the safe lane tier 1 tower of Liquid.
It's very important for Thunder to get these early towers too, because that's going to give them the access to that Roshan if they can just smoke in there once they start getting the book or a decent pickup. But look at this.
Yeah, they're going to
try to deny it away. With this Underlord, Firestorm is incredibly good versus Roche.
Yeah. 12 minutes in and not incredible items on the lineup, but they're doing it.
Denying a Roche from a Lycan team is always just phenomenal. That hero relies on Aegis in order to just claim that map control.
It looks like Thunder aren't aware of this at all. The warning of Liquid very strong around the pit, as you can see.
That was such a smart move by Liquid.
Let's see what more they can do with it. They do come towards mid, sort of a little bit onto the illusion of a Doom there. But at the least, they've got the creep wave in on the mid lane. They'll put some pressure onto the tier 1 tower. VGJ.Thunder actually 3 members down on the bottom. They could try and put some damage onto the tier 2. See what sort of response they get from Liquid. As Liquid at the moment just showing these 4 of their heroes on the mid lane, as they want to be very open with the fact that they want this mid tier 1 tower, and they will get it.
The strength of an Underlord lineup is even when if you are like that slight goal disadvantage, if you start grouping up, and especially with what they've got with their tools with like Lich, Gyro, Underlord, their team fight is just a bit stronger than Thunder at this moment until they start getting more levels. The Slash is very squishy. Sand King doesn't have a Blink Dagger. They don't have a real way to just start the fight on Thunder. The only way is really like Doom running in and just trying to get a Doom, but that's not ideal versus an Underlord.
See, Fade as well really wants to try and find somewhere to farm at that Blink Dagger. He's about halfway there, but he's bottom net worth, of course, on this Sand King. He's having to play sort of the hard support role. As that is definitely sort of where the lacking comes from. VGJ.Thunder's getting the farm on their two supports. The lanes are pretty scary to head into.
Top lane, though, they look like they're trying to make a go here onto Matumba Man. With that ward, we also see the rotation coming from Freeze and Siler, but it is under vision.
I mean, it's a big kill as we get. He's going to immediately TP out, but they've got the catch. Fade. He's in with the burst strike. Epicenter as well as they look to change. But the Savage Roll pushes them away. In fact, backup's coming in from Matumba Man. The Rift is there as they'll come forward and they will actually be able to take down DDC. Mind Control. He's got his friends to rely on as he brings them in to save his buddy Matumba.
It's a nice combo, right? With the Dark Rift on the Bear, constantly they can try to outnumber, and with that ward they have by the Ancients, they saw the rotation from Thunder coming, so they're like, okay, we can prepare for this. And they were actually smoked when they used that Rift too, so Thunder had no idea it was coming until too late.
Big time as well to keep Matumba Man alive as he is closing in on that relic. About 3.4k gold on the lone druid. Very, very close to having that item. Siler does have an invis. The TP forward from DDC. This would be the perfect time for VGJ.Thunder to strike. Look to trap him in the Sprout. Quickly cuts himself through with the Quelling Blade. Siler trying to chase this one down. Quick fear to send the dog to the side for a few moments, but Siler, the big old wolf, chasing him down.
It's a fast lone druid. Can they catch him?
He's looking for those crits. He's getting them, and he's got it. 3 in a row, it looked like. Siler. Massive pick-off for the Lycan to find, taking down Matumba Man, putting that relic timing on hold.
That was 3 crits, right? He also had the Alpha Wolf as well following him, so that bonus damage.
Look at that. I think that 1300 was literally just 3 swipes. That's a lot of punches there from Siler.
That was pretty ideal for them. It looked like Matu almost was like about to get away too, because the shapeshift was ending and he had 473 movement speed. And now some deep wards being able to place from that time from Thunder. You see Nature's Prophet ports in and actually places one on that high ground, or actually just walks over.
I'm going to see Mind Control TP up to the top, try and slow down this push from VGJ.Thunder.
Liquid trying to strike back here onto Siler with that ward vision they had on the Ancients.
Let's see what they can do. There's a hard play to make go. He's right by the shrine. Liquid, got to be careful how they poke around the heroes. Miracle will try and farm up some of the Necro books at least. DDC.
Oh, that was scary.
Very tense game. This is how we like them. 16 minutes in. Both teams with the capacity to make these crucial plays to set back each other's cause.
Liquid really wants to take advantage whenever shapeshift's down, and they have this Aegis, so they really want to just pressure VG.Thunder.
Freeze. It's stunned up behind the tower, but Liquid no interest in diving any further. Siler nearly with the money for the level 2 Necro book. Hey, look at that Arcane Rune taken away from him.
I've been seeing this more and more on, in particular, Tusk, just getting that bottle early on. He got it way earlier, but he's been running around trying to look for runes so he can stay sustained in mana and keep the pressure going. Just not trying to slow the pace down at all. Doom bottom. We'll be going for that rush BKB.
Yeah.
They want to have a secondary frontliner to work with the Lycan.
I mean, who is he looking to doom in the fights? Is it just going to be Miracle every time, or?
Probably Miracle or the Underlord, yeah.
Good to see Matumba Man did manage to find a relic and is halfway through that recipe.
Just smoked up. Trying to catch Liquid when they're split up, because they do have all this ward vision at the moment. They actually see Lone Druid farming top, Gyrocopter farming jungle. So they know they're split up at the moment. And Mind Control starting to get that recovery. Just like farming by himself. He's got the buckler finished up, going for that mech.
Smoke does get spotted out. Fade comes in to close range. Matumba Man, he has the bear on the high ground. They've got the vision, so Liquid will back away.
Liquid being able to like slow the pace down because they get that first Aegis is really important. It's so crucial for them to get that BKB on the Gyrocopter so they can clear out the book from the Lycan. Bottom lane, DDC.
He is going to try for the TP out, and he is actually going to make it. Doesn't cancel anymore. Ult for what? Easy escape there.
House Sanking's Blink Dagger. About 800 gold away. That's when we can see Thunder probably being a little bit more active. Right now they're just playing a little bit more of that farm game. They don't really have the crucial ways to start the fight. They are going to go for a smoke move though. Shapeshift is up. And with this constant ward vision, they are watching all of Liquid.
Or if they could get Matumba Man, but they're heading up first. Matumba Man, he has got that Radiance complete.
seems to be aware. With GH behind. No one's showing on the map either. Miracle's pushing pretty far up, yeah.
They don't have the blink on the Sand King, but they do have the Your Set of Miracle speedy. Immediately creates as much distance as he can. Goes to the TP. DDC's in with a vision, but no way to stop the TP himself. So Miracle will make it away.
They throw a scan. I didn't actually see if the scan caught them earlier when they were making that rotation in. I know that they had like the deep wards down and they didn't see anybody in the lanes, so they were a little bit afraid of that movement from Thunder. Siler is under ward vision at the moment here. Pops the book 3 on that high ground.
He's by that shrine, so a bit of a hard kill for Liquid to try for him. And indeed, they will back away. Looking at Yang and the Doom, he does actually go for the Shadow Blade. Opting for that rather than, well, at least before the BKB.
Yeah. I think they want to be able to make more moves in the game because if Liquid's able to just keep slowing this pace down and take the game later on, that's where their lineup really thrives.
Some big arms as well, so the Blink Dagger as well. For Fade. So they have ways to initiate. Here we go with the opening. Kuro will turn with the ultimate, but Siler with the army chases down. He's found Kuro. Miracle trying to come in and clean up some of the army, but backup's there for Siler. Yang immediately chasing down. There's a rift onto the bear though, so Yang, he now has to be the one to get out of there. And he's speedy enough with that Scorched Earth drums that he will be able to get himself away from this reaction coming through from Liquid. VGJ.Thunder back up.
That's Shapeshift and Book on cooldown. Liquid can actually play on the aggressive here a bit. With this mech finished up on Underlord just now.
They do have to be a little careful of Fade though.
Blink sinking,
He's got the smoke, he's got the Blinky at the epicenter. The full combo ready to blow. See if he wants to try and catch anything out. It's going to be hard though with the bear on the front lines.
They're just going to let the bear hit the tower. Miracle has to be careful with his positioning here.
See if they can get that bear out of it. They'll go for the shot. They have found the Pit of Malice. Quick fuel set to dodge the homing missile. Fade, he's coming in, goes for the two-man forest strike. But Liquid, they have the numbers. They've found the kill onto Freeze. They'll find Fade as well as he's trapped in the trees. Standing a little too close there, the two of them, and that was Doom expended.
Perfect shards, and now they might be able to threaten high ground a bit here.
No Leshrac for 40 seconds. No Doom as well. That ultimate expended, so without that, not too much to yank on over these fights. They need his ultimate again. The pit setting up, they're diving in, they've got the snowball, but Yang with the Shadow Blade will be able to keep the distance. They don't have the vision out that deep.
They might just be able to get the racks here with no Doom. No liking either.
Yang tries to come in, but a quick Rocket Barrage pushes him back. On the side, Sylar pops the ultimate, turns towards GH, trying to chase him now, but he's been rooted up. The snowball pass over, don't catch him as well. Sylar's dead. No Leica for 50 seconds. Fade, he tried to commit with the epicenter, but it wasn't enough damage to kill off Kuroki, and with that, Liquid, 21 minutes in, they're getting the full set of racks bottom.
And that was pre-gyro BKB. They just got the perfect opportunities because of the Leshrac moving up too far. The shards from GH just causing havoc. And that's a shapeshift as well expended in the midst of that fight. And with that Lone Druid, the way that interaction works, it doesn't matter. You just get rooted. Now they get another big set of items. Almost the full pipe coming out from Mind Control. Thunder in a lot of trouble here now.
Liquid really opening up quite a lead there at this stage of the game, taking a set of racks. 5k lead now for the side. Things are going to get a lot harder for Thunder, a team that wanted to play it pretty fast paced, but as it seems, you look at these two lineups, you do not expect necessarily Liquid's 5-man to be the first one to take a set of racks at 22 minutes, but they just did.
Mind Control getting caught back up in the game is so crucial for them. Having that mech, that extra sustain, but mostly it was really just the shards in that instance. GH getting a perfect positioning there. Catch that safe lane Lash.
Yeah, both times.
And now they're going to make their way into the Roche Pit again. The Shapeshift is up in about 2 seconds, but there's no Epi for 30. That's their big team fight spell on the side of Thunder.
And it's going to be a free rush.
Yeah.
No way that Thunder come over. They just can't at this stage. Mind Control pipe, S and Y Miracle. Everything coming together now for Liquid.
The power of this, the power of Underlord, even when he's so shut down, them being able to get that first Roche has really catapulted them to be in a great position, because Thunder, they were kind of on the back foot. They didn't really want to make all these aggressive plays into the Aegis.
I guess the question is if DDC can sort of have these side lanes hard enough to try and break apart Liquid's 5-man in the middle lane.
Now it's Aegis Cheese, it's Mech Pipe.
This is such a strong push coming out of Liquid. How do Thunder put a stop to this.
They have to get the perfect wraparound from behind. You see Doom is there with the Shadow Blade.
So what they can find, they'll jump in. Nice two-man epicenter, but the snowball's there. Negates a load of the damage, so Liquid can turn. They take down the Sand King. The Doom has been dropped onto Mind Control, but he immediately just backs away.
And Freeze was almost dying to the Radiance there as well as Miracle.
Miracle. He's looking for DDC. The homing missile's going to catch onto the Doom. He's going to be able to take down Yang or not. The Shadow Blade. Yang will survive. DDC is also able to TP back. Psylocke, can they get him back to base as well? They're trying. Miracle chasing with the Rocket Barrage. They're looking to try and split up the damage, but they can't. Psylocke down for 50 seconds as VGJ.Thunder. They need something big. They're looking for the setup on Miracle up the edges, but Miracle will just look towards Yang. Yang is dead. As they are just crumbling, GG is called, and in that last 5 minutes, a game that seemed to be close was just opened entirely up. Those two aggressive plays from Liquid on that bottom lane paying off massively, as it was just over.
GH got the perfect shot, but it's really just that 5-man with the
Choose your hero.